Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies. I'm Tori Hill, and today we're looking at Children of the Corn 2, The Final Sacrifice, which was released in 1992. So yeah, this movie is pretty decent, I guess. But yeah, we're already two movies into this franchise already, and we're already getting The Final Sacrifice. But yeah, I don't know why 2 movies in we already got The Final in the title, but yeah, though. But this movie is pretty damn great. It's decent actually, but yeah, it's pretty damn decent. It's basically, this movie really offers you more kills and a little bit more gore, just ramped up a little bit. But other than that, this movie is really not all too good. It really has little to no story, no good characters except for John and Danny, really. And Micah. I really fuck with Micah a little bit. But other than that, this movie really just offers you a bunch of kills and a bunch of ramped up gore just about a little bit. But speaking of the kills and the gore, how many people die in this movie? Let's find out and get to the kills. Begins in the same town as the last one, and we see all these bodies that I have to count, which is all the adults that was in the town too. So yeah, we see all the kids in this town, which is about to get transferred to go to another one. Then we meet up with John, which is a reporter, and his son named Danny. After that, we see John, talking to his reporter friends or whatever and stuff like that. After they get done talking, we see them both just end up pulling off. So yeah, we cut to them, then we see them, just ended up getting lost somehow and stuff like that in the cornfield, and they both step out of the car and stuff with this wind just blowing everywhere. And we see bro ended up getting killed by that corn somehow. So yeah, and then after that we also see him getting killed as soon as he tries to step right back into the car. We meet up with Angela, which is right now having dinner with John and Danny. We see John asking questions to Micah about the cornfield and stuff like that. Well, we see Danny about to leave or whatever while he's sitting right here getting watched by the predator. But nah, that's just the effects that they use in this movie for He Who Walks Behind the Rose. Later on we see Micah, going out to try and find his friends or whatever. We see Micah getting chased with all this redness on the screen or whatever. Then after that we see him, getting possessed by whatever the hell's doing that. So yeah. Then we see Micah telling all the kids that it's time for them to start killing all the adults. After that we just see this old lady sitting on her porch and stuff like that. And then we also later on we see her just, looking for a cat that done went under the house. Then all of a sudden all the kids just start surrounding her too. And they make the house fall down on this thing that she got holding it up for whatever reason. We just end up seeing her die with the house just coming down and then just end up crushing her. After that we cut to Micah just seeing down at this church and stuff like that. And then also we see him with this voodoo doll and stuff, stabbing it in the nose, which is also making his nose bleed and stuff like that. Then he ends up dying with his nose just not stopping bleeding. And after that we cut to John, trying to search for something for his story. We see him just end up running into this guy named Frank and stuff like that. Then we see John asking him questions about the kids or whatever happened in town. After that we see John, meeting up with this doctor, and he also asks him some more questions about the town for his story or whatever. And after that we just end up seeing him tell John to get up out of his office or whatever. Then after that later on we see all the kids in the room with him and stuff like that. And then we see bro ended up getting hit with this bat. So yeah. Then we see the children just sticking him with all these needles and stuff like that, which ends up killing him. Then we see Danny discovering some people in that cornfield with all those flashlights, and his Micah and all of his people, which he's telling them about his big plans. Then we just end up seeing him being forced to join by Micah.
He too has found problems among them. Will you be a soldier for He Who Walks Behind the Rose? Do you wish to be as one?
We see Lacey and Danny or whatever, and they see something on the ground, and then we see these other kills that they ended up noticing that's also in the cornfield. Then we cut to Micah and all the kids, messing with this old lady right now, and they're just following her. And we see Micah controlling her wheelchair with this damn controller or whatever. Then that shit just ends up making her crash into this damn, bingo session too. So yeah. Cut to Frank and John discovering the bodies of his reporter people and stuff like that. We cut to the people at this church, and they're talking about the kids that's in the town right now. And speaking of them, they're outside of the church windows and stuff like that. And then the people just ends up noticing it and not taking it really too seriously.
All right, children, the prank's over. Open the door.
We see bro learning that this is not a prank and they're most definitely for real. And then we see all these people just ended up dying with this fire too, and I'll count every single person that was in that church. So yeah, we meet up back with them at the cornfield where the final sacrifice is finally started. Then he has to prove himself to Michael, so he asks him to kill this person that he just met like a few hours ago. While Michael's doing all this screaming, we see bro just ends up saving her, and he ends up pushing him down. We see his dad and that person that he met earlier coming to save the day, and then bro gets shot with an arrow, which puts him down for a little minute. We see John just ends up getting his own kill, which, you know, he sends his spirit through one of the kids. So yeah, we see them just running out of the cornfield trying to get to safety, but they end up just going right back where they all ended up starting. Michael waiting right there, waiting for the deal with them, and then we see him just getting all this power or whatever. We see him just coming back, and he's about to run bro over with that tractor or whatever. And then we see his face just, you know, changing or whatever because he was possessed. And then finally, when all that's over, we just see him ended up dying and going on the kill count. Then later on, we see him just burning the body of that old dude. So I'll go ahead and put him on the count. And then we see them, you know, driving off into the sunset. And then this movie ends with them, you know, just ends up driving off and leaving. So yeah. By my count, I counted 37 kills in this movie, which is also the highest of 2025 so far. And in that, we count 25 unknown and also 10 guys and 2 ladies. So yeah, that gives us one of these different pie charts. But with a run time of 92 minutes, that leaves us with a kill on average every 2.4 minutes. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And next week, we will be looking at part 3 of Children of the Corn and also a recount to Scary Movie. So make sure you guys stay tuned for all of that. And yeah, until next time, bro. Until then, this has been the Kill Count.